Hello.
Hey, Chris, what's up? I didn't know you was a rabbit.
You know, occasionally I've been known to be a rabbit. Hey, how you doing? I don't know how to turn the camera on this fucking thing. Sorry. Does it need to be a on-camera interview, or does that matter?
Well, I mean, we can't see you. I mean, I'm talking to a rabbit with glasses.
Well, let me have a look here. Start video. Where's the fucking?
Hey,
There it is.
what a deal. Hey, Chris, what's up there, Mr. Man?
What's going on, man? You well?
Are you riding a bike?
I'm on. I'm on my bicycle. Yeah, I just fucking. Sorry, man, dude. I just bought a house here in Los Angeles, so I have all this shit I have to do to go and meet people and talk to them about house stuff and architects and planners and all this shit. And it's fine. But yeah, I was just anyway. Sorry, that's why I was late.
I know you ride bikes. I've watched all your videos, and I mean, you just done a ton of videos. I know you need to clean out your refrigerator and your tour bus. I saw that one.
Yeah, that's right. Very good. Yeah, dude, I should show you my new bike though. I should just give you a minute here and
All right.
give you a look at it because where do I I can spin around the camera? How the fuck do I do that? There we go.
There you go.
Dude, look at this thing. Look at this thing.
That's pretty good. I see the concrete. The concrete's nice. Oh, wow. Look at that.
Look at that.
Holy crap. I've never seen one of those.
Isn't that amazing? That's an electric fucking. It's this company Super 73 sent me this fucking thing. It's amazing. Look at it.
Where'd you buy it? Walmart?
No, Super 73 sent it to me. This company, they make them, and yeah, and it's an electric bicycle, but it looks like a 1970s motorcycle. You know.
Well, see, that's how you know you're a rock superstar, when they start seeing you electric bicycles.
Yeah, that's the moment, right? I think Mick Jagger said that at some point, right? It was like, yeah, when they sent me the motorbike, that's when I knew I'd fucking made it, mate. Anyway, it's Roy, is it? Yeah, Roy.
It is. It's Roy all day. So,
all day.
So how's the COVID treating you guys with the third eye blind and everything?
COVID.
Well, you're on a bicycle, so you're safe.
Yeah, I'm impervious to COVID when I'm on a bike, right? Yeah, I mean we did a whole fucking, what would you say, like a year in lockdown, like everybody else did. I mean, most people talked about their tours being canceled and all that kind of stuff. Like our tour was canceled. Like I feel like it wasn't canceled. It was like the rug was pulled out from under us, because we did like 2 weeks pre-production in Las Vegas, and then we flew to, this is in March of 2020. We flew to Seattle, which was like ground zero for COVID, in America. And we flew in there for the first show of what was going to be like I think it was a 12-week tour. And that was the day that the governor announced in Washington State announced that no gatherings more than 200 or something like that. So the Seattle show got canceled. The day we flew in, it was like the next morning it got canceled, right? And then we were like, oh fuck it, and so we all got on our tour buses and we drove to Portland for the next gig. And then that morning when we woke up, it was like the tour has been canceled, So a lot of people had their tours canceled with a bit of advance. We had no advance. We had done the pre-production. We were tour ready, the entire band, the entire crew. We were all out with our tour buses and everything. And it was on the day that we found out, you know what I mean? And then the next day we found out that the whole tour was canceled. So
you don't get reimbursed for anything, do you?
No, we just have to eat that. Yeah. But I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I wish we had done one gig. If we had done just one show, then it would have been like, here's the show that we put together for everybody to see, So we were really, really bummed
You should have just told them,
But
say, hey, I got to pay for this damn electric bike. I can't just not do a show.
they gave me the bike for free. I can't complain. I can't complain. Super 73 have been very good to me. But yeah, it really sucked. And what's crazy is that on the day when it got cancelled, like everybody was like, "Oh bollocks!" And we all did, like, just, our manager was just booking us flights back home. And it wasn't until I got home that I was like, "Fuck it, why didn't we just go and do the gig like by ourselves with no people, or invite like 12 people or whatever you were allowed to do?" You know what I mean? Like, and just go like, you guys can come and then do the gig for them and film it, and then we could have put it out. You know what I mean? Put it out as like because we had done so much work to put that show together, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, now we're on the cusp of doing that again. Hopefully this time the tour will happen. So we're putting together our tour for summer 2022 now.
Now, let me ask you something. How the hell did you make it all the way from Dublin to on stage with Third Eye Blind?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I've been asked that a bunch of times, but it's basically to do with a singer-songwriter from San Francisco called Soren Gray. I used to be a chef in Dublin, and Soren was doing like a...
Did you say he was a chef?
I was a chef, yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
Since I was 14, I was chefing in Dublin. So, but so this guy Soren, he was on like a trip around Europe that Americans do, where they go like, "I'm gonna go and discover my roots." So he came over and he was traveling around Europe, and I met him in Dublin. He was a waiter in the restaurant that I was a chef, and we just struck up a friendship musically. And then I would fly over to LA and hang out with him, and we just play songs together and all of stuff like that. Now, he was in school with Brad, or the drummer in Third Eye, right? They were in school together, so Brad was like his mate in LA, and they'd hang out and play songs together and stuff like that. So he just basically invited me into that circle, and Brad and I play really well together, and we just kind of gelled as mates as well. And then about, I don't know, a couple of years after that connection had been made, Brad just called. I was in Dublin one night. I was walking home to the gaff, and fucking Brad just called me, and I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" He was like, hey man, what does the rest of your year look like?" And that was in like January or something like that. And I was like, I've got a few things going on. What's going on? He was like, you want to come out to Hawaii and do a show with us? And I was like, yeah, okay. And he said, can you learn 90 minutes of music for Saturday? So this is on like the Monday or something, or the Tuesday maybe. And he said, like, can you learn 90 minutes of music for Saturday? And I was like, sure, just send me the tunes, because I didn't really know the band. The Third Eye aren't big in Ireland, you know what I mean? So I didn't know.
You never heard any of their music?
No, nothing. Not a fucking song. And the only thing I'd seen was Stephen on, our singer Stephen, I'd seen him on MTV Cribs, but I didn't remember that until like fucking maybe 2 or 3 years into the band. One day I was like, fucking hell, he said something, and it made me go like, oh shit, yeah, I saw you on MTV Cribs, mate, fucking years ago, before I knew who you were. But so
then he goes, you're fired.
Yeah. So the whole time that, like, the first year I was in the band, I was just like, this is Brad's band, and that guy is the singer. I didn't know who Stephen was at all. So it was kind of funny. It's funny looking back now, but yeah. So that was the connection.
So when was it when you realized, hey, I'm a superstar? I'm not talking about your bicycle now. I'm talking about when after you're doing a lot of shows and everything and doing on tours. When did you realize, hey, I'm getting to be kind of a star here? Uh-oh.
I don't know if that's
Come on,
true.
you can
I
do
mean,
it.
well, no, well, look, isn't that the whole trick though? You're not supposed to look at it from the audience's perspective. You're supposed to, you can only experience anything from your own perspective. So if you start to think about how you appear to the audience, you'll just get lost in your own ego, I think. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't, yeah, I don't buy into any of that. I don't buy into any of that shit. I like when we're on stage, I'm like, like it's all about the band. It's all about like us together. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter where we are or what we're doing. When we get to play together, we have a ball. We always like we've never had a bad show. Like there's never been a bad show. There's never been a show where we come off stage and go, fuck, like fuck this or fuck that. Even if you fuck up, even if you go like, oh Jesus, you know what I mean? And you made a massive fuck up, you know. I remember we played. This is fucking years ago. We were on tour in Japan, and you know, like my wife's Japanese. I speak Japanese. I go to Japan like 9 months out of the fucking year, you know, before COVID. But so the first Third Eye Blind tour of Japan that I was the lead guitar player for. You know what I mean? It's like the military or the Chinese are attacking here or something. No, it's just a helicopter. So the first Japanese tour that we did, mate, the first fucking night, mate, I fucking went out. I like went in front of the, you know, fallback speakers are those wedges. Yeah, I went in front of those to be like rock star, fucking yeah, like that, right? And then I went to walk back to my amp, but I did it backwards and I fell over the fucking wedge.
And your wife went, "Oh my God!"
Yeah. And I was on my back, and we were playing this song called "Don't Believe a Word." Is that what it's called? No, it's not called "Don't Believe a Word." That sounds like a Tin Lizzy song. Don't believe a word. No, it's fuck it, I can't remember. Anyway, we're playing this fucking tune, and I kept playing the song, but I was on my back, and my guitar tech at the time, Kyle, like came and he like grabbed me behind my shoulders like that, and like under my armpits, and lifted me up to keep playing, you know. And even that, when I came off stage, we were all still like buzzing from the gig, but nobody was like, "Oh, that was shit." Like not me, like I wasn't going like, "Oh fuck, how did I fuck up like that?" You know. But the Japanese people are. What's that?
Did the crowd go crazy when you fell on your back and you kept playing?
Yeah, a bit. Yeah, but but they don't. They in Japan they don't. There's like an announcement at the beginning of the show, like please don't film the show, and so the Japanese go okay, and they put their phone in their pocket, and they don't film the show. That's just, you know, there's a discipline over there that doesn't exist anywhere else on the planet, where, you know, people kind of do what they're told, you know. Line up over here. This is where the queue is. They go, okay, that's where we go. That's where the queue is. No problem, you know. If you ever go to Japan and you go on the Shinkansen, which are the bullet trains, you'll see like the by the second precision that those things exist on. I remember like this is about maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I was in Tokyo, and there was an announcement on the news going, and it was the head of the Shinkansen, the bullet train for Tokyo to Osaka and Fukuoka, and he was apologizing because the train was delayed by, I think it was 11 seconds, something like that, and he was like bowing. No, it wasn't 11 seconds. It was 1 minute and 11 seconds, which is egregious by Japanese standards. So he was apologizing, but he was like bowing on the national news channel, going like, "I'm so sorry that this happens," you know.
He didn't do the
Think about that for a second.
He didn't do the Harry Carey thing. He didn't do the knife.
Sorry, what?
He wasn't embarrassed and had to do the knife thing, the suicide thing.
Oh, no, the harikari.
11 minutes. I'm gone.
Yeah, harikari. No, I don't think they do that anymore. I haven't seen it anyway in my years over there. You know?
Well, I tell you, I mean, I went to Okinawa quite a bit, So
Yeah, I've been to Okinawa.
and I was at Yokota, I saw the trains, and they always warn us, hey, don't walk by the train tracks. Or, hey,
Were you military?
yeah, Air Force, yeah.
Air Force, right.
And
Yeah, we played a military base in a U.S. base in Okinawa.
Kadena.
I'm not. I can't remember the name of the base because honestly, it was the least memorable thing about the entire trip because it's like I don't know what they're doing.
There's nothing there.
They're like, let's give them all the worst parts of America on their base, so that they feel at home. It's it's astonishing. But I was actually I was in Tokyo. So the preamble to that show is that in November, this would be 2019. In November, no 2018 or 2017 or something like that. In November, I fell on black ice outside our tour bus in Billings, Montana, and I broke my fucking wrist. My left, this one that I'm showing you right now, I landed bad and broke the fucking thing. And so I think we had 4 shows left on that tour, and my guitar tech Joseph had to play the shows for me, which he hated, and he's never forgiven me for it. But I had to go into physiotherapy and all the rest of it like that. So we had this show in Okinawa, and we had our Japanese visas and all that stuff. And like I said, I go to Japan all the time. So I was in Tokyo anyway, and so the lads were doing a gig in Okinawa, and so I flew down to the gig. So I was at the Okinawa gig, but I didn't actually play with the band because my tech Joseph had to play that gig because I had my arm was in a cast, and I came in and did the gig, and then I flew back to Fukuoka afterwards. So, but
I tell you, I watched a lot of your videos. I mean, you must love doing videos. There's a lot of videos. I mean, and that one video cracked me up. I thought I was watching a Monty Python film. You had the magician backstage, and he was doing all these card tricks and everything.
Oh yeah.
And then you guys are going, burn him, he's a witch. I thought I was watching a Monty Python film.
He's a witch. Yeah. Man, yeah, I remember that. That was at like Rhode Island or somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Over there, yeah.
So you must really
yeah, I think that guy got in touch again to be like, hey, you guys are playing in the area again. Do you want me to come out and do more card tricks? And I think our manager, it wasn't me, but I think our manager was like, no, it's fine. We're not 11 years old. We grew up in the 2 years since we've been over. You know what I mean? Yeah, that was fun though. He did a fucking thing where it's in the video, but where he changed like your name on
the dollar bill,
the money.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
that's when you guys called him a witch.
Yeah, because the funny thing is that he wanted to do it again with the singer of Dashboard Confessional, and I was like, why don't you do it with me or with the bass player or with somebody else? And he was like, oh no, and I was like, yeah, I get it. It's because you've got the bill already printed with the name on the fucking thing. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I get it. It's like, yeah.
I tell you, when we set up this video, this that we're doing right now, I was like, hey, this is great. I watched all your videos. Now I thought, one thing I didn't get, how the hell pronounce his first name?
Oh yeah.
So finally I saw some videos. I said, oh, Kryz. Okay. Now, and Google told me Kryz. I said, okay. Is that pronouncing it right?
Oh, Google told you really? Oh, cool. Kryz, yeah. I mean, when I joined the band, people used to shout out, Kryz, like that. When we'd be walking into the venue and the fans outside see us, like, Kryz. Not Kryz. Whose parents would name their child Kryz? I was like, it's Kryz. You know what I mean? It's Kryz. So yeah.
Yeah, but that's how YouTube said. YouTube knows you. It says Kryz. So,
yeah, Kryz.
Oh, that's cool. So, what do you guys got planned now? I mean, you got some tours coming up. If you don't fall down or anything, I mean, you got some more tours coming up.
Yeah, if I stay upright. Um, yeah, we've got a
No, you
big
don't.
year coming. Right. Let me like how much of this goes into the article, right? Is the question.
Oh, my
So we're
daughter,
playing.
she's a big fan of yours, right? And she
Oh,
wanted me to
cool.
ask you, why is it on some of the videos that she's seen of you, one hand has black nail polish and the other hand doesn't?
Oh yeah, that's an easy answer. There's two easy answers to that. One is I'm right-handed, so it's easy to paint your left hand when you're right-handed, right?
Does that remind you
Uh,
that's your right hand? Is that what you're saying?
I'm sorry. Say that again,
You,
Mark.
you keep it marked, so you say, "Yeah, this is my right hand."
Oh no, like a big L. I should do that. That would be great. A big fucking L and a big R, so I don't get confused. Right, you're a genius. That's mate. That's like a Ricky Gervais level joke right there, dude. That's brilliant. That's fucking brilliant. And I'm gonna steal that. You're gonna see that. You're gonna see that on my Instagram within the week. The L and R, like some people do for their socks, which is utterly pointless. No, so the point is that like my right hand is so I'm right-handed. So to paint nail polish is a bit of a dexterous enterprise. So painting the left hand is easy. Painting the right hand, I have to use my left hand to paint the right hand. That's hard. One and two. The second answer is that when you play the guitar, I play the guitar every day. When you play the guitar every day, your fingernails here, if they're painted with nail polish, they'll chip. They all chip. These three fingers. So you would constantly have to re-up the right hand, whereas the left hand you fret. So you're fretting you know. So there's no friction there. So that nail polish goes a long way. So if you paint your left hand, you get more mileage. Uh,
That means you're
that's the
cheap.
long answer. And the short answer is that I like to look at it. I like to see my left hand uh, on the on the fretboard painted. It's kind of like a Sid Barrett, you know, early, T-Rex, Bowie, fucking, you know what I mean? Anything androgynous when it comes to rock music, I'm in. So,
Well, I tell you, I mean, people need to know more about you because they want to know about your right hand and everything. And so, what's the best way for them to find information about you and Third Eye Blind?
I think probably my Instagram is where I'm most visible in that I'm a kind of photography nerd.
Yeah,
And,
I noticed that.
right. So I migrate towards Instagram. I don't really go on social media on my phone or anything like that because it's just such a massive distraction. So I just I've on my computer, I have like a program that just, I can like pull photographs that I like into this program and it'll automate their posting. It'll post when,
Mhm.
like, here's the optimum time. It'll just work it all out. So I don't, so I usually get on that program once or twice every 2 weeks and just kind of pull in all of the photographs that I like right now or whatever we're doing, or if there's some announcement or something like that. And it just gets scheduled. So it's like a fire and forget, I call it. It's like I do it and then I don't need to, exactly what fire and forget. It's like I don't need to go on there every day or any of that shit. I think that's just a massive distraction. And it's just so engrossing. Like how many times have you picked up your phone? You're like, oh, I got to text Mike, right? And you pick up your phone and you've done 12 things before you'll even put your phone back down and go, oh shit, I was meant to text Mike. So there's so much information just being like thrown at you to keep eyes on the screen. My daily, my on-screen thing, the phone can tell you what your average is each day, like how many minutes your on screen time is, and my daily is 34 minutes. so so I'm in the very small minority of people who spend very little time on their phone. But our singer Steven, he calls me like all the fucking time. We talk about videos and all that. If he gets an idea about video or something like that, something that involves me, he calls me like super excited, like, hey, fucking, this thing like that. And there's a running joke that like his phone calls, like I never pick up his phone calls, right? And he's like, you never answer my calls. And I'm like, it's not that I don't answer your calls, mate. I'm on the phone 30 minutes a day. So you have that window to call me. If you don't call me within the 34 minutes that I'm on the phone during the day, then it's a missed call, mate, and I'll call you back. So almost always I'm calling people back because I have every notification that you can turn off. It's turned off on the fucking phone, except my wife. I have my wife's shit turned on, so she calls.
That's good. I'm glad you put that on. I didn't want to get you in trouble.
Yeah,
honey, you only got a window of opportunity here, and that's it.
Sorry, honey. Right. But
hey, I know you're busy because you're getting ready to ride your bike. I just hope you don't fall over. It's been a real pleasure, man. And
you too, right?
Are you coming in Arkansas? Do you have any idea?
Mate, like I spoke to our manager before this, and like we haven't. Is this a print article or what is this?
No, it's going to go on. We have a show. It's called www.arkansasshowcaseradio.com. We have roughly about 110,000 people hits a day. We're going to post this.
So this is going to be on the radio like this?
Yeah, just like this, man. That's what they want to see, the real you. Even though you're dressed like a ninja right now.
Man. Dude, I look good. I look good in all black. Look at this fucking helmet.
Yeah,
man, I should tell you, man, this helmet is this company called Senna, which I think is named after the great Ayrton Senna, who was a tragic figure who crashed his car. But this fucking helmet, me and Cavi, our bass player, have them, and when we're close to each other, we can talk to each other like we're fucking fighter pilots. Like if we're on our bikes on tour,
yeah,
I can be like, Cavi, let's go over here, and he'd be like, okay, no problem. It's like like we can talk to each other through our helmets. Like
was that free too? Did they give you that free? Your bike was free. Yeah. Did they give you that?
They gave me the helmet. Yeah, Senna. Yeah, mate, it's a good helmet, man, and it's just.
So you don't do this rock business for money. You do it for merchandise.
I mean, I don't do it for that, but some of the perks come along with it. You know what I mean? What can I say? I can't complain. Occasionally I get some swag.
Well, I tell you, I don't know. Have you ever been to Arkansas? You know where Arkansas is?
Yeah.
Right.
I always thought it was Arkansas. But
that's if you don't live here. That's pronounced that way.
It could be what?
If you don't live here, that's the way you pronounce it. Yeah.
Yeah. The other one is Maryland, which everyone in America says Maryland. They don't even pronounce the D. And it's always funny because Americans get pissed when I pronounce, because I used to live in Paris, so I speak French. And so if I pronounce a French word in French, Americans always go, ugh, like they get offended.
Yeah, like when I was over.
Oh, you sound like you're fucking in. And I'm like, hey, what about Arkansas and fucking Maryland, right? It's like if you're in Australia. We did a big tour of Australia, which took, I don't know, it felt like it took like fucking 2 months. But we played like 12 cities or something like that. But when you play Australia, you fly everywhere because it's so fucking big. You can't have a tour bus there. You know what I mean? So it was like we flew into, I don't know, Adelaide or whatever. But we played like Brisbane. You can't say Brisbane. You have to say Brisbane. My favorite is Melbourne because it's Melbourne. Melbourne. Like if the Queen of England was to pronounce that, she'd be like, and then we went to Melbourne, right? Or if you're Australian, you have to say Melbourne.
That's just
Right.
like
So if you
my last name is Doyle. Okay. And,
Doyle, yeah, it's a
yeah.
good, strong Irish name there, Roy.
Oh yeah, yeah. My grandfather's name was Cody, and
Your grandpa's name was what?
Cody.
Cody?
Yeah.
Oh, we have a massive fan of the band by the name of Cody. Yeah, Cody.
Yeah.
He's like a super sweet kid who has followed the band for years before I was even in the band. He was a big fan.
But when I was
Is
over,
Cody an Irish name? That's not an I've never heard that before.
well, yeah, he doesn't come from where you come from, Melbourne. Melbourne. I got that wrong. You're talking about Australia.
You mean Melbourne? You
Yeah.
mean Melbourne, mate?
But when I lived in the Philippines, they pronounced every letter of your name. So they'd always say, no, your name is Doily. And so.
Okay, yeah.
But then when I came to Arkansas, they kind of throw out letters and became Doe. Made no sense at all.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's like D-O-L-E instead of Doyle. It's Doe.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. That's fucking interesting, man. But yeah, because my American mates always make fun of me when I pronounce anything in French, and they go like, "Why are all the extra letters involved?" There's a bunch of E-A-U-X's at the end of a lot of words in French that you utterly ignore. You know what I mean? You just fucking let them go. But the intention, or what would you say? There's like the intonation is there for like I'm going to ignore these letters, but they're there, right? And so it's like you're moving in that direction and then you stop. That's the way French is. And in Spanish, I think you pronounce everything, right?
Yeah.
I don't speak any Spanish, but I know that it's like you pronounce every single letter in the Spanish. So the Spanish and the French have always been, speaking past each other essentially, because one is going to pronounce everything and one's going to ignore half the words.
But I tell you, if you're ever in Arkansas, if you guys do a concert,
we will be. I can't tell you when because the tour dates are not announced yet. So,
well,
we're playing LA. We're playing fucking LA. Fuck me, when the 25th, I think, and then we're in New York on the 27th. Something like that, of this month, January 2022. All going well if nothing gets fucking cancelled. And then, yeah, we have a big summer tour and fall tour, but I can't tell you any of those details.
Well, if you ever come to Arkansas, we'll take you out to eat some barbecue. You like barbecue?
Yeah, I fucking like barbecue.
And we got the best barbecue.
Where's the best? Go on, blow it up. Where's the best barbecue in Arkansas?
The Mean Pig.
The Mean Pig?
Yeah.
And I like.
You might have thought that's a big fat lady down on Ashburn University, but it's not that. It's actually a restaurant called the Mean Pig.
The Mean Pig. All right, mate. Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Bring your daughter.
Bring my daughter.
It sounds so pervy. I'll paint my nails. I'll paint my nails and bring your daughter
with a big L.
Yeah. Right, that sounds so pervy. But yeah, dude, I'd love to do that. I'd love to have some fucking good Arkansas barbecue and a local Arkansas beer, like a pilsner. I like pilsners.
Yeah, they can do that. They have, I think it's, they have like several breweries here in Little Rock.
Little Rock, Arkansas. Wait, is that where fucking what's that cunt?
Verizon.
Bill Clinton, is he from there?
Yeah, he was our governor before.
He was.
Yeah.
So Little Rock, Arkansas, that's like the Bill Clinton
museums there too.
Right. Was he from there? Is that why is that?
Well, he's from Arkansas. He's from a little place up by Conway, Arkansas.
Right.
Oh, your ride's here.
fucking fire brigade in the background. Yeah, Bill Clinton, man. My dad is a photographer in Ireland, and he was Bill Clinton's photographer for
Oh,
official
really?
photographer for his Irish visit fucking years ago, man.
Yeah.
But I remember my dad. They were doing a photo shoot with Clinton at Trinity College in Dublin, which is in College Green, and it's a very epicenter of the city on the south side. And they had to go. Then they were going somewhere over on the north side, and my dad was going like, "Oh, I don't know how the fuck we're gonna get there quickly." And there's all these like bodyguards, the Secret Service, all those guys, and they're all like big, tall black dudes, right? And my dad is a very short Irish white man, and he was like, "I don't know how we're gonna get there." And they were like, "John," my dad's name is John. They were like, "John, you roll with us," like this, and he was like, "Okay, cool." And he got into the back of the Secret Service. So he was in Clinton's entourage in one of those beast fucking cars, those things that are like, you can hit them with anti-aircraft or whatever. You can hit them with not anti-aircraft, but like you can hit them with missiles from the air. You know what I mean? And and they'll just be like, no problem. You know what I mean? And so my dad was in one of those, and he was in the back seat with these fucking dudes who were like basketball players to him. They were like fucking 7 fucking feet tall, right? And they all had that gizmo, that thing like that. And they were like, they were saying all this code shit, on the moon, all this, they confirm all of that crap like that. And then my dad was there going, okay, with his camera bag, going like, fucking hell, you know what I mean? And then he said, as soon as they started driving, he said, those guys were fucking hilarious. They just started making jokes, and they were like, "Yo, man, did you see that motherfucker over there?" They were just fucking really funny. And my dad was thrown in like, "Yeah, did you fucking like that?" And they were like, "Yeah," and they thought he was the business. And then they got to fucking, all right, approaching the spot, whatever like that. And they were all business, and they fucking got out and like put my dad in the right spot and all this shit. And then he was like photographing. He took the most famous picture in Ireland of Bill Clinton is Bill Clinton drinking. He's drinking a pint of Guinness, and my dad took that picture, and the logo on the pint glass, the Guinness logo, they had to Photoshop it out. The paper, like when it went out in the papers the next day, they took out the Guinness logo.
Oh,
because
wow.
they were like, the president of America cannot endorse any products. So it was kind of like, you can't have Barack Obama fucking, having a Sprite. Everybody be like, "Oh, the president drinks Sprite. I'm gonna," you can't allow him to influence people like that. So they had to change the thing. But my dad sent me the original picture, so I have the original picture of fucking Clinton with the Guinness.
It's too bad those Secret Service guys didn't have that hat you're wearing right now. They wouldn't need that thing in their ear. They can just talk.
Yeah, right. Senna. I'm allowed to advertise. It's Senna. It says it right there. Look. I don't know if it's true, but I'm assuming it's named after the great Ayrton Senna. He's a lovely bloke. And by, all accounts, a bit of a moron, but lovely chap. And he was tragically, well, what can you say? He tragically died when he drove his car at 7,000 miles an hour into a fucking brick wall or whatever,
I see that really broke you up there. You're giggling when you're talking about 7,000 miles an hour into a brick wall.
Yeah. Ayrton Senna. Because people always say, like, "Oh, tragically, Ayrton Senna." Do you know Ayrton Senna?
No.
Do you know that guy? No, so Lewis Hamilton?
Yeah.
Right. So Ayrton Senna was like the Lewis Hamilton of, like, I don't know, maybe the 90s or something. And I don't know who he drove for or any of that shit, but this helmet is named after him. And he died driving, but he was driving Formula One fucking cars. And everyone was like, "Oh, tragically, Ayrton was taken from us." It's like, mate, he was doing fucking 216 fucking kilometers an hour down a fucking straight, and something went wrong in the car, and he just went into a fucking wall. It's like, that's not tragic. That's that's a fuck up. You know what I mean? But if you're flying like a fucking you're ex fucking Navy, man. You are you Navy or Air Force?
No, Air Force.
Air Force. So you know, if you're in a fucking F-16 and you're going down the road and something goes wrong, no one's gonna be like, oh, they're gonna be like, well, it's an F-16. He's doing fucking, he was pulling Mach 3 or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? So.
You were the cat there for a second.
Oh, I did. I went. Is it a bunny or a cat? I'm not sure.
I can't really tell. It looks like he's wearing John Lennon glasses there, so I wasn't really sure.
Trust me, when you watch Japanese, everything's Japanese. Right? That's how it goes. Right?
But anyway, Mr. Man, I'm going to let you go so you can get on with your ride. You've been drinking that coffee for a while, but it's been a real pleasure.
That's tea. That's tea, Roy.
Coffee.
I'm not a coffee drinker. I'm a tea drinker.
Okay. And then now when you're really pedaling, do you do like doing the marathon? Also, you just throw it in your face and keep on riding?
No, so like this fucking thing can do. I don't know what the top speed is. It's like maybe 50 or 60 kilometers an hour, right? But I just cruise. I'm like, so people get a lot of time to look at me and go, wow, that bike looks fucking cool, right? I'm the best advertisement for Super 73 because people get to see me. I don't go boom. People don't go, what the fuck was that? I go like, yeah, I'm like a beach cruiser.
People see you all dressed up like that and they go, that's the slowest ninja I've ever seen.
I'll take that. I'm the slow ninja. That'll be on my fucking Instagram bio or description or whatever. But like, Kryz Reed, slow ninja. Ninja, but slow. He's a ninja, but it's a bit slow, like ninja. Ninja in slow motion.
At least if you smash into the wall, it could be forever. You're not gonna go blip. It's gonna be there. He goes. He's gonna hit it all right. Yeah.
Let's stay safe. Let's stay safe out there, Roy.
Okay, and don't fall over anymore. If you do, don't do it around your wife. That must be embarrassing. She probably relives that moment every day.
No, but she was in Japan actually when it happened. So I actually stayed on tour with the lads because they were like, if you go home, like who's going to look after you, so you should stay out on tour. So I stayed out on tour, even though I was like walking around with a broken fucking wrist, So yeah, and I was like, hi, honey. So, how are you? I got some news. So I'm holding the phone in my right hand,
That's the one with nail polish.
Yeah, totally. I'm on this hand now because the other one. Yeah, but who did the physiotherapy on my fucking wrist, man? Was the bird who does, I'm going to blank on the cunt's name. Do you follow basketball?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're not from San Francisco, they're from Oakland. Who's the Oakland basketball team?
Are you talking about Seth Curry? Are you talking about Seth Curry?
Yeah. Stephen Curry, yeah? That cunt. So the bird who was doing she was doing the physiotherapy on my wrist, she that team look after her team look after that team, whatever the fuck they're called, the big football or whatever the fuck they are, basketball, out in Oakland. And she said Stephen Curry is like, yeah, I've looked after Stephen. I fucking fixed his blah blah whatever the fuck. So I was like, oh fucking hell, because she was like doing all this shit with my wrist, and I was going, take it easy, man. Like you're gonna kill me. You're gonna break it again. And she was like, no, this is what we do. And she was like, Stephen Curry didn't fucking complain or something like that. And I was like, oh yeah, I know who that is. So Yeah, because I'm considered a professional athlete because I'm a professional musician. That's the way it goes, Roy. You're a
Yeah.
professional musician. Your limbs are considered athletic level something. I don't know. My manager Missy fucking put that together. She was like, "You got to go here on Tuesday at 9 a.m." I was like, "Okay," and I went there and they fixed my wrist. So
Well, see, there you go. I mean, it was magic. You just had to need that NBA magic to make it worthwhile.
telling you.
Well, Mr. Man, I'm going to go, but you have a safe trip where you're riding. I mean, hopefully you'll get there by tomorrow. And with all the speed on that bike, you don't know how fast you're going to get there. But it's been a real pleasure, Mr. Man.
Thank you, Roy. You too.
Okay, you take care now. Remember,
Yeah, man.
right hand, left hand.
Yeah, totally. And yeah, I'll be hitting you up for a pint when we're in Arkansas.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, take care, Mr. Man.
All right, Roy. Absolute pleasure. Take care, mate.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Turn this off. There we go. Was that cool as hell? Kryz was just the funniest guy. He just didn't want to get off, I guess because he's riding that bicycle. But that's Kryz Reed, lead guitarist for Third Eye Blind. And he's just a funny guy. I mean, funny guy. But anyway, that's it for right now. Stay tuned. The next interview we do is on the 18th with Hinder. So this is Roy from Arkansas Showcase Radio.com show. And that's it. Bye-bye.